Since the announcement of the 25% tariffs by President Donald Trump, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has led a series of strategic meetings with provincial leaders and industry representatives to coordinate a unified response and assess possible retaliatory measures against the United States. The government's stance has been clear: to defend the Canadian economy while maintaining a stable diplomatic relationship with its primary trading partner. The Canadian government has highlighted the deep economic interdependence between the two countries, noting that Canada purchases more from the United States than China, Japan, and Germany combined. In December, Ottawa approved a plan of $1.3 billion Canadian dollars to strengthen border security, aiming to address US concerns about immigration and fentanyl trafficking. Should these efforts fail to dissuade the Trump administration, Canada has developed a phased retaliation plan. The first phase involves imposing tariffs totaling approximately 37 billion Canadian dollars on US products, including citrus juices, ceramic containers, and certain alcoholic beverages. If the United States does not back down, a second phase could raise tariffs up to 110 billion Canadian dollars. As a last resort, Canada would consider reducing the volumes of energy exported to the United States. Provincial leaders have played a crucial role in this response. Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, has expressed his opposition to Trump's tariff threats, noting that hundreds of thousands of jobs are at risk on both sides of the border. François Legault, Premier of Quebec, has stated that he will defend Quebecers at all costs. On the other hand, Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta, opposes any measure that would reduce energy supplies to the United States, given her province's dependence on hydrocarbon exports. Additionally, the federal government has established the Canada-US Relations Council, composed of business leaders, union representatives, and politicians, to advise on bilateral relations and coordinate strategies in response to the Trump administration's trade policies. On the international front, Canadian Foreign Minister Mélanie Joly has announced plans to meet with her counterparts from allied countries, including the United Kingdom, Mexico, and European Union members, to coordinate a joint response to US tariffs. Joly is also scheduled to meet with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to seek diplomatic solutions to the trade conflict. In summary, under Justin Trudeau's leadership, the Canadian government has adopted a multifaceted approach that combines defensive measures, strategic retaliations, and diplomatic efforts to protect the national economy and maintain a stable relationship with the United States. In the intricate web of international trade relations, few dynamics are as complex and vital as the one between Canada and the United States. These two North American giants, connected by a border stretching thousands of kilometers, have forged an economic interdependence over the years that, in many respects, is the envy of the world. However, as in any close relationship, they have not been exempt from tensions and challenges. In January 2025, US President Donald Trump announced his intention to impose 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, citing concerns related to illegal immigration and fentanyl trafficking. This measure, scheduled to take effect on February 1st, raised alarms in Ottawa and other Canadian provincial capitals. Outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, aware of the gravity of the situation, immediately convened provincial leaders and representatives from various industries to design a strategic and unified response. During these meetings, a multi-phase retaliation plan was outlined. The first stage involved imposing tariffs totaling approximately 37 billion Canadian dollars on selected US products, including citrus juices, ceramic containers, and certain alcoholic beverages. If Washington did not back down, a second phase would raise tariffs to 110 billion Canadian dollars. As a final measure, reducing the volumes of energy exported to the United States was considered, an action with profound implications given some US regions' dependence on Canadian oil. Canada's response was not limited to the economic sphere. On the diplomatic front, Foreign Minister Mélanie Joly announced a series of meetings with her counterparts from allied countries, including the United Kingdom, Mexico, and European Union members, aiming to coordinate a joint response to US actions. Additionally, Jolie planned to meet with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio to seek diplomatic solutions to the trade conflict. At the provincial level, reactions were diverse but firm. Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, emphasized the need for a strong response, noting that hundreds of thousands of jobs were at stake on both sides of the border. François Legault, Premier of Quebec, highlighted the importance of protecting key industries in his province, such as aluminum and steel. Meanwhile, Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta, expressed concern over any measure that could affect her province's energy exports, given its economic dependence on hydrocarbon sales to the United States. Amid these tensions, Trudeau warned that American consumers would be the most affected if tariffs were imposed, as the prices of essential products like automobiles, lumber, and oil could rise significantly. This statement aimed to highlight the economic interdependence between the two nations and the potential negative repercussions for US citizens. The situation also led Canada to consider internal measures to mitigate the impact of the tariffs. Discussions included creating an aid program similar to the one implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic, designed to support industries and workers most affected by US trade measures. This program could involve disbursing tens of billions of dollars, reflecting the Canadian government's commitment to protecting its economy and citizens in times of crisis. In summary, Canada's response to the tariffs proposed by the Trump administration was multifaceted, combining economic, diplomatic, and political strategies. Through meticulous planning and close collaboration between the federal government and the provinces, Canada sought to defend its national interests, protect its economy, and maintain a balanced relationship with its southern neighbour. This episode underscores the complexity of international relations and the importance of unity and resilience in the face of external challenges.